In 2022, 342 people would have died. 29.3 billion United States dollars will be lost. Did you know that the electric grid, once referred to as the greatest invention of the 20th century, is failing? The number of power outages over the last 6 years has more than doubled of those in the previous 6 years. As outages become more frequent, extreme weather is also increasingly to blame. Shocking, right? The United States electric system is demonstrating its inadequacy and demands a total switch to renewable energy due to its frequent failures during heat waves, hurricanes, and other extreme weather events caused by climate change. A perfect opportunity for an investment, perhaps? It sure is. Let's go into a little bit more details. Romany Webb, a researcher at Columbia University, stated that the energy system is antediluvian and a lot of the infrastructure was established before we started thinking about climate change. Simply put, it's not built to endure climate change's effect. The United States grid needs repairs, and investments are long overdue. The present United States infrastructure, which was established in the early 1900s, is not designed for smaller cutting-edge solar and wind installations, or SMRs. SMR stands for Small Modular Reactor. That is nuclear reactors, basically. The majority of the current system was constructed more than 30 years ago, and since then only a few investments have been made. In regions of the country with the finest new energy sources, the United States don't have enough power lines. 70% of them are older than 25 years. Fully integrated utilities are supported by an outmoded infrastructure that is itself supported by an outmoded and burdensome business model. When a utility is vertically integrated, one business controls both the coal burning plant and the cables that carry electricity from the plant to your house. Large centralized generating sources of the conglomerates that hold them are favored under this sort of system. The Electric Reliability Council of Texas stated in its seasonal reliability report that the state's power grid was ready for the summer and had sufficient electricity for normal summer circumstances, based on the typical weather from 2006 through 2020. Yet, 6 power facilities in Texas were shut down due to an early heat wave. Homeowners were urged to use as little power as possible, set their thermostats at 78 degrees or higher, and refrain from using heavy equipment during busy hours. America and the world has a huge potential for producing abundant, affordable, and renewable energy to boost its economy, bolster its national security, reduce pollution, and combat climate change. The high-voltage electric power transmission infrastructure has to be expanded and upgraded in order to be able to distribute indigenous renewable energy resources that are now stranded in the rural areas across the whole nation. A highly interconnected and intimately linked grid helps to bring down consumer prices while opening a new power market. Upstream and downstream in the distribution chain, the new transmission is built to link between renewable energy facilities and encouraging job growth. A strong and dependable transmission system benefits us all, but there are important modifications that must be addressed if we are to realize the full potential of a modern grid. We must alter the way we organize, place, and finance grid investments if we are to reap these advantages. We require a more well-rounded approach that considers regional and global interests. The existing state of transmission planning prevents efficient communication and coordination about where and when the transmission will be installed, as well as just distribution and construction expenses among the several regional groups that each oversees a separate portion of the nation's grid. Innovations that must be done. Many analysts estimate that the United States can maintain a power system with 80 to 90% clean electricity cost-effective and reliably. But decarbonizing the final 10 to 20% would be noticeably more difficult. We will probably need to supply electricity during some periods when wind and solar resources are at a low level, although a large national transmission network would be beneficial. Some long-term storage will probably be required. Flow batteries. In the research at the University of Colorado, flow batteries are one of the innovative methods we can pursue. It contains liquid electrolyte flows between two storage tanks that are separated by a membrane. The size of the tank may be increased to match the required size of the storage. And then, of course, we connect those to a smart grid. Various sources, including solar panels, batteries, EV chargers, and other equipment, can be connected online. Real-time analysis of gathered big data makes it possible to react to changes in the power system faster and assure a high-quality, steady supply of electricity. Or, to put it in other way, the equipment can recycle any extra energy for use by other machinery. Then we have green hydrogen. Green hydrogen has the potential to be a very long-term storage solution. It is made using an electrolyzer fueled by renewable electricity to break molecules. The hydrogen can either be burnt in combustion turbines or transformed back into energy in fuel cells after being stored underground or above ground tanks. Although green hydrogen is now quite expensive as the price of electrolyzers falls, it should become more accessible. Finally, the need for investment. The United States has two options when it comes to grid modernization: spend now or pay later. Human lives are already at risk, and Texas cold snap caused the state's natural gas output to become unstable because the state failed to plan for bad weather, even after the fatal storms of the previous year. Furthermore, according to National Center for Environmental Information, extreme weather in 2022 will cost $29 billion and claim 342 lives. Here is a fun chart for you to play around with. There will be a link in the description. These figures will only rise in the upcoming years if investments are not made. In my opinion, addressing climate change requires a major effort due to its urgency. Setting an emission target for 2035 is crucial, but the route the United States chooses to get there is equally vital. So, what can you do? Well, you can invest in stocks. You can save the planet and lives and make money while you're at it. So let's have a look at some of those stocks.
3 companies worth mentioning are working hard to build the next generation grid. These are Brookfield Renewable, NextEra Energy, and Xcel Energy. Let's start with Brookfield Renewable. Now, it doesn't operate the power transmission lines. Instead, it focuses on investing in 2 other types of assets that will enhance the grid's reliability. First, it's a leader in owning, operating, and developing off-grid power-producing assets like rooftop solar and battery storage. Thus, it enables end users to generate power closer to the source, reducing the load of the power grid. Brookfield also operates large-scale energy storage assets like pumped storage. These facilities provide critical grid stabilizing services by supplying power when other facilities are offline. For example, when the wind is still and there is no sunshine, it delivers backup capacity to wind and solar generating facilities. Let's have a look at the chart. The chart, unfortunately, as it sits today, is not very sexy. We are currently on the daily chart below the cloud, and if we zoom out, as we usually do, just to get a bigger picture, we see that there is a lot of choppy waters here. That's basically it's going more or less sideways, slightly down from previous top that was in the beginning of 21. So what is interesting, however, for us to follow is if we zoom out even more to the monthly chart. This is something that we can work with probably. You have this massive, sharp, expansive move, and then we have been going all the way down, and this is monthly chart, so every bar is 1 month. And as you can see, we are also slowly but surely penetrating the supportive cloud. However, it has not yet switched to resistance, but we are under it, and we do not like to establish ourselves under if we are going long. If we measure this retracement move, it is still within the lines. These are the 3 lines we are looking for. So the retracement is far enough to be normal, but not far enough to be unusual for us to just consider this as no, this is going down. But I do not believe that this is a good position to enter just yet, because we need to see that we are re-establishing ourselves above, or at least within, this cloud. And right now we do have a slowdown, and this candle is looking very this is a classic. Most technical analysis would say that this is one of the classics for a reversal, so we'll see. I don't know. I don't read the each bar like that, so I don't actually look that much at it. So, but we'll see. We'll see what is happening here. As of now, we want to see a reversal before there is a good entry position. So it's not all bad, but it's not good yet either. All right, let's move on. Up next is NextEra Energy. It is one of the largest utilities in the country. It operates 2 electric utilities in Florida, an electric generating business that happens to be the world's largest wind and solar power producer, and a leading transmission business. NextEra Energy Transmission integrates renewable energy and strengthens the electricity grid. It built this leading business via acquisition and development project. For example, NextEra acquired Grid Alliance for $660 million, adding 700 miles of high voltage transmission lines across 6 states. Meanwhile, in 2019, it bought the Transbay Cable, a 53-mile underwater transmission system that supplies more than 40% of the power used in San Francisco. It also won approval to build a new transmission line in western New York to ease the grid congestion and maximize the delivery of renewable energy in the region. Overall, NextEra is becoming a leader in building the next generation grid designed to handle increased loads from renewable energy. When it comes to charts, NextEra Energy is a completely different picture. As you can see, we are still on the monthly chart, and this is a beautiful, very beautiful slope of bullish trend, and you don't have any massive sharp moves just straight up and then just down. Of course, you have this move, but this could just be some kind of triggered stop losses or whatever. So Next Energy on the monthly, so very long term, it is looking beautiful. We did have a slowdown here, but again, this is completely normal. Just look at when that happened. It's the beginning of this year, and we all know that is when Russia invaded, and basically the entire world is standing still. So this is what you're seeing, this sideways action. So for us here, it's very interesting. When can we enter this? Are we still going down some more, or are we gonna just continue up or sideways? And I do believe that we should go down to, we're gonna do the opposite and go down to the daily chart on this one instead. And we're gonna look for a position to take, and as you can see, this entire year is just sideways. We're just going sideways. We're setting, it's all over the place. We're setting new lower lows, new lower highs, and then all of a sudden we are doing higher highs, but yet not above this one, and the same here. So we need to think, well, we need to consider the world and what is happening, and what is happening in S&P and the rest of the companies. And I do believe that we are in a turnaround. Perhaps it will take some time, but I do believe that it's a good time to take a position. What we would like to see is, I'm gonna look from April and onwards, and as you can see, we are getting higher highs and higher lows. I would like this price to take out this high. So I want to see the price moving up and above. And then once we get a reversal from that, so let's say that the price is going, well, I don't know, let's say it's going to go up here, just passes the previous higher high. Well, then from here we would like a reversal, and then at that reversal, that is where I'm going to take a position, if I am to take a position in NextEra Energy. So this is very interesting for us. We're gonna keep an eye on NextEra Energy. All right, let's move on. And finally, we have Xcel Energy. It operates one of the fastest growing investor-owned transmission systems. It has more than 20,000 miles of transmission lines across 10 states. The utility is investing heavily to expand its transmission business to help support increased renewable energy deployment. Overall, the company is investing $24.3 billion through 2025 to expand its operation, with 25% of that spending earmarked for electric transmission projects. One notable project is the proposed Colorado Pathway transmission expansion. Xcel could invest up to $1.7 billion to build 560 miles of transmission lines that could support roughly 5.5 gigawatts of new renewable power generation. Xcel Energy is pretty much in the same position as the NextEra Energy. Here you see the monthly chart, and the same here. I mean, this is just, look at this. This is 20 years, guys. This is a very sexy chart. I mean, just look. For 20 years, it's just going up, 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 up. And again, we don't have these Bitcoin type of moves when it just goes straight to heaven and then straight down to hell. Yes, you have this little weird thing here, but overall this is a beautiful chart. It's just going up slowly but surely. So Xcel Energy, guys, just as NextEra Energy is very interesting. And the same here, we are perhaps in a better position for an entry down than the previous chart, because we're just at the supportive cloud. If we go down to, let's have a look at the daily chart as well. And we're just gonna zoom out. What I don't like on the daily chart is this move. So I would like to see this price establish itself a little bit more. I want to see a next reversal. I want to see if we go beyond this point or if we're just gonna reverse before it and continue down. If that happens, if we reverse before the previous high and continue down, then we're just gonna sit and wait, because the same thing is here. Just it is affected by the war and the economy and inflation and whatnot. So on the long term, if you don't want to time your entry, I mean, just buy it, and obviously you make your own decisions. But so on the long term, there's actually no need for timing, but you will then have to expect to hold this for a couple of years, of course. If you want to continue watching, then just observe what is gonna happen. And again, if we blow past this previous high, then I'm gonna try to pick up Xcel Energy on the next reversal. And if we don't, then just wait for 1 month, 2 months, maybe perhaps a year, even if you have to, depending on what is happening in the world. But again, I do believe that we are at a turning point, and I do believe that 2023, when looking at the markets, we will have a good positive year. Perhaps not an amazing year, but it's still going to be better than 2022. Alright, so that was Xcel Energy. If you like energy sector, you should check out this uranium video. Oh, and don't forget to give a big thumbs up. Also subscribe to my channel so you never miss an update. Leave a comment if you still have any questions unanswered. And well, until next time, cheers!